Hello and welcome to the very first episode of the Scramble Ramble, sponsored by Blake TV. I'm your host, Thunder Bayu, and I'm joined with my co-host, Roberta, and special guest, Gibby. How's it going, guys?
Hey, how's it going, Thunderbee?
I'm very thrilled to be here, Roberta. Are you not excited for your own tournament?
I am very excited.
Enthusiasm. We're gleaming, as you guys can tell. So today we're going to be going over the new season of the Scramble League in North America, discussing teams matchups that are coming this week. I'm going to throw it to Rob real quick. Why'd you do it, Rob?
Well, I've been hosting these parties for about the past couple months now, and everybody seemed to be interested in the game again. So I decided to try and do another Scramble tournament, and we got about 125 signups right now. And 7 teams currently.
Yeah, so in a sense, despite maybe us not hosting tournaments and a lot of teams claiming inactivity, there's still a lot of players, there's still a lot of life in the scene left. So, how do you think the tournament's going to go in general?
Hopefully pretty well. I think people are definitely excited for it, and we have been getting a ton of people come into practice every day. I think we, for the first time in over a year, had multiple scrims going on in one night in NA, which is a big deal.
Yeah, definitely, man. I made a vow to never play Warband ever again, and yet here I am. So, that's how it goes. But, speaking about Warband and tournaments, the EU scene still has tons of life in it. Gibby coming off a hot victory of WNL 7, right?
Yeah.
A big W. Talk about that.
Well, Unity were pretty clearly, now that we've won, I can say they were the second best team in the tournament. They were doing really good throughout all of it, and the finals, they're meant to be really close, but Unity just didn't bring the same level they'd brought through the rest of it. So we got a pretty comfortable win. So I'm pretty happy with that.
I really like a lot of the Uni guys. I played with Brian and Thor in the past. Yeah. I just kind of like the Frenchmen. They drafted me to their whatever it was fantasy team when it was happening in Europe. They kind of are notorious for choking. Have you noticed that?
Yeah, I think that is a well-known thing with Unity. They always the amount of second and fourth places they've got where they just don't close out the bronze match or they don't close out the finals. It's really unfortunate, to be honest, because they do deserve more wins than they've got.
Yeah, because when you look at their rosters, extremely talented. Brian and Thor, obviously, extremely talented players. Maximo, I think he's pretty good, at least from what I hear. Yeah. Siggs, obviously, he's probably one of the top players in the scene, if not the top player in Europe. Just can't come together. They can't bring it together.
It's a new addition, really good player.
Yeah, but this new tournament they've signed up for, and the competition doesn't look as good in that one. I know AE aren't playing in that one, so maybe they'll be able to win that.
This Innovation Series tournament?
Yeah, Warband Innovation Series.
I have no idea what it is, but it looks cool. I mean, I'm glad EU has tournaments.
Too fancy of a name for me.
But talking about Scramble League here. So, Gibby, you and I are on the same team, actually. You've looked at the roster a little bit. What do you think? Let's talk about some of our key players. Who would you like to touch on, besides yourself, of course?
For our team?
Yeah.
Well, we've got the famous WK Achilles, who recently someone posted on the forums that quadruple foot shot thing he did again. I remember watching that. Yeah, that was pretty sick. So he's a pretty incredible archer. And we've got Keanu with him as well, who is well-known EU Irish archer. Our infantry, I'm pretty happy that we've got 2 Senate players in our team. Don't know if you know about the Senate, Thunderview.
A legendary team, from what I know.
We've got Cobra and Mandingo both from the Senate, so obviously superstars. Watley as well, really good. Siggy infantry. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with our team. I think we'll do pretty well.
I agree. I feel like we got the nice dosage of star power, yourself and Achilles. We have nice role players to complement the rest of the team. I think we can do good. Maybe we might lack in the calling department. I don't know who's going to handle that, but we'll figure it out, as it goes.
It's a legendary Siggy calling.
Yeah.
We'll see. Well, legendary.
You should have seen how the scrim went last night. Siggy was pretty drunk when he was calling, so.
There you go. That's what I like to hear. We're college kids, is what we do. But Rob, let's touch on your team. You in the past have gotten a bit of flack for beefing your team up a little bit. But let's take a look. What do you think about your team this time?
I think we are right in the middle. No, I do think we have a good team, and I would say that's more due to just the players being used to playing with each other a lot. Obviously, we have a Porta, who's I think the best player in North America right now. But just me, him, Yoshi, Donate, Serge, we all play together pretty much every day and just have a lot of chemistry.
Yeah, when I look at your team, Rob, what I notice is that a lot of your guys on the team, there are a lot of the guys in NA who didn't really stop playing. You know, they haven't just come back to play this. So that'll probably definitely be in your court, in your favor to help the team. In terms of callings, are you going to be handling that, Rob?
Yes, definitely. And we are lucky enough to only have 2 Europeans on the team. So
Whoa.
Well, our team is like half and half, so you can't be saying that, Rob.
Sorry, I got European birth in me. I'm from the other side of the pond, Gibby. Don't worry.
But yeah, I'll
Yeah, I
break
know.
down the roster here for those who can't see it, obviously. The Inf, is pretty strong with the Porta, obviously. You can play every class. The Nate, Yoshi, who has switched from Cav to Inf, fairly strong player recently. Surge is going to be a good Cav. We got some new Cav players. Scrickster, he looks really good. He kind of just appeared out of nowhere. And then, the archery is Alice and Jarvis, good archer duo.
There you go. A fine UK archer in Jarvis, a former. Yeah, I wouldn't even say a former. He's a teammate of mine. If TK still exists, but yeah, I'm a fan. I like your team. Moving on to the next team, the Oceans team. Now, some very recognizable names: Sigs, Vorn, Jeff, Death Angel. Well, this team looks pretty mean in terms of star power. Rob, what do you think?
Well, it's Theo's first time calling in a tournament, so that'll be a big test for him. And he somehow ended up with a lot of OE players, so hopefully they can
Very friendly guys.
work together as a team and do pretty good. Do you want to go over the players, Gibby?
Yeah. To be honest, their Cav, they've only got 3 listed there on the rosters.
They
Not
got
sure
some
have they got
multi-classers.
any other. Yeah, but I suppose Cav is probably where they're going to be looking weakest. Maybe only Sigs and Grimsight, their main 2 Cavs. Maybe on open maps they won't be doing as well, but their infantry and archers look pretty killer. So
Definitely. And when you have Jeff and Death Angel, that's not 2 guys you really want to let shoot that often. Their infantry looks tough too. Not going to be too easy to beat. But yeah, maybe Gibby, I think you're onto something. They might be exposed on open maps.
Yeah.
Weak cavalry.
Yeah, I can see that being a weakness. And a lot of people are hyping up this Sarang guy as new rising star of the community.
Rising star of the NA scene. Cool name. Very cool name. Creative. Original. I like it. IDK's team looks like they're going to be led. I mean, despite IDK being the captain, I'd assume it's going to be the legendary NA hero, Guac Mole Boy, to be calling and leading them. What do you looking at this team myself personally? I love Guac. I think he's an excellent player. He might be held down by Snazzy. Fantastic player as well. But I mean, even looking at the cavalry, they seem to have a lot of it. They got Sirkin and Gorlock. Those are 2 attitudes. I don't know how they're going to get along, honestly. Gibby, you're the EU expert. What do you think?
On the Sirkin and Gorlock dynamic, or what?
Yeah, I want to know how you think they're going to get along.
I mean, Sirkin's pretty prone to just taking a Corsair and charging into their spawn with a couch lance. So I've seen Gorlock do similar as well, actually. Yeah, so maybe they will actually get along doing that together. I can see that working.
A sort of a Toby Peter relationship.
Yeah.
This might be the new, the next big thing.
That might be the future of NA, yeah. They got HKP as well, who's Ast or Kawaii in EU. He's a really good cav as well. Ron Burgundy too, I know him. I don't know who Monkey is, but yeah,
Ecuadorian.
Monkey is the only South American in this tournament.
Really? Well,
yes.
Even if we discount him, which I'm gonna do, they've got 4 cavs who are really good and who I know, so they look pretty good with cav. Zacti I've seen shooting quite well in this EU tournament, the WNL. So I think he's doing quite well. I don't know how about the infantry though. Only Guac and Ackle look pretty good to me.
Fiery is a notorious pub star in North America, legendary. I think he was in Team W. I don't know, but I'm a fan of Fiery. Yeah, but I agree. Their infantry might be a bit lacking. Guac might have a lot on his shoulders there.
Yeah.
So we'll skip over to Marquis' team now. Marquis been leading teams for a while now, I think, to be honest. So
Yes, he
should
has
have no
led
trouble in
teams
that
in
department.
these formatted tournaments before.
And looking at his team, Easter Cow, not that I've been following the scene, but I believe in this last year or so, he's really been, he's turned up his dial. He's become a beast, apparently. Bob, comment on that for me.
Yeah, he has definitely improved a lot. He has probably moved into the top 5 players that are playing currently right now, just due to his activity level. But yeah, he should be a big difference maker. He's probably one of the top 2 cav in this tournament.
And then right above him, Crew, clutch god. This guy's probably one of the most stone cold players I've seen. I remember commentating the WPL finals. KOB, he really came through for KOB there against WK on Reverend Village. He's a beast. Does he still have it, Bob?
Yeah, that's a famous match where he just completely dominated in both WPLs.
Does he still have it? Has he been playing though?
Oh, no, Crew has not been playing at all. So
we'll see.
Be, I think, his first time back in a year.
Okay, that's the same for a lot of players though. So we'll see how it goes. Madrick, focal point on infantry. Gibby, what do you got to say about that? You're the infantry expert.
Yeah, I see Cal at the bottom there. He is active, right? Isn't he?
Yep, Cal just got moved to their team last night, which is why he's on the bottom.
Yeah, well, that could be pretty good then, because Madrick's pretty good infantry. Duelist certainly. I don't know how active he is at the moment, but he's always been quite good at infantry. Marquis, I have no idea how good he is at infantry because he's an archer. I don't know when he made the switch, but
he plays whatever is needed.
Yeah, the infantry could be decent if Mav and Cal do the heavy lifting, and they can just have the rest sort of filling in. That can work. And as you say, Crew and Easter Cal, really good cav duo. So maybe suited to close maps. Are they in another team with only 3 dedicated cavs? Marquis likes playing cav on open, I think. So I think he'll do that on open. The arch is quite good as well, John, Tally. So that could be pretty good. Pretty good team.
I think they have one of the weaker archer cores.
Yeah,
in this
I agree.
Tournament.
Yeah. But
John's always there for one huge game. John always has that in him. So.
Definitely possible. He is very rusty though, just like a lot of players. We want to move on to Abdanian's
Yeah, we'll move on to Abdanian's team here. This is a well-rounded team. Despite only having 2 archers, I still think they are well-rounded. Looking at the bottom there, you may have not highlighted him, but Wiley Sly is a crafty old veteran from WK, a very skilled leader. Do you think he may be taking over the reins, or will Abdanian hold on to those?
I do not think he has any intentions to do that. I think he just wants to play.
Okay.
But yeah, they got Heat, obviously, your teammates and co-cav.
Best cav
player. He's backed by Akner, so that'll be an interesting cav duo. Yeah, infantry is held up by Abelard, and then Troubadour if he can get good again. But other than that, I think they might struggle in files.
Yeah, they don't seem to have a huge number of well-known or experienced infantries, but the archer duo looks pretty good. Apollo's been shooting really well in the EU recently. This last tournament, he's been really good, and the one before actually. So, it'll be interesting to see how well he can do in NA. And Eb's pretty good archer too. Their cav, they've got plenty of. Duck is a good UK cav, and he obviously, depending on how much he plays, can be absolutely incredible. So I think they're probably one of the more balanced teams, actually. Probably
even in their infantry department, Abelard and Troubadour, both very solid infantry. Yeah. I think they're more than enough to hold the line. Yeah, yeah, I agree. Solid team. I think they'll probably towards the top.
Yeah, there's a steep drop off though once you get past Troubadour and Abelard.
Yeah, I agree. And we'll move on to the final team here, Lagstrow's team. He still will be playing, I believe.
Yes, as of now, he's going to be still playing.
There we go. So this team, I believe, going to be captained by Lagstrow and Nickel, in a sense of a co-captain. Their infantry, not bad there. Nickel, Sitvek, he's more of a CRPG guy, but a solid player. Darklight and Charlini, a little Spanish combination there. Gibby, talking about these two Spaniards, what do you got to say?
Yeah, they were pretty ME in the recent WNL. They played in the team ME. They ended up losing, but I think there were quite a lot of matches where you'd see Darklight and Charlini pulling things off together. I know they don't get brilliant ping on NA. I don't think it's bad though. I suppose it will depend if they're on.
110, 115.
Yeah, so it's decent. They can still do quite a lot with that. I think they'll be pretty good. I think having 3 infantries that you can really rely on. I mean, the rest of them aren't that bad either. But having 3 that you can really rely on is pretty. There aren't many teams where you can say that about it. A lot of teams have only got maybe 2 infantry that you'd say are going to do a lot of work.
Yeah, for sure. No, they have a very strong inf group and a disgusting archer group.
Yeah. Habrak played really well this last tournament with Malta. Definitely one of the easily top 5 archers in this tournament. So
yeah, I watched that match. He was really shooting well on that one.
He's a Polish guy, right?
Yeah.
They get pretty bad ping though in North America.
Yeah, it's not brilliant, but I mean, ultimately, it will just depend on how well he can deal with that and be able to play at the same level.
I watched him in one scrim, and he was doing really good. So I imagine it's going to carry over. Other Polish players have usually never had issues playing here.
Again, though, looking at this team, I think probably one of the stronger teams. You have a legendary NA player in Mar, probably heading the cavalry, obviously.
Backed up by Navino.
In a more serious light. I think you have Kane highlight as cav, but is he not an archer?
He is no longer an archer.
Switch to cavalry. How recent is this?
That is very recent. Just this last tournament. In fact, halfway through this last tournament.
Is he any good or?
Well, he's playing it a lot, so he's definitely improving, and he's getting tips from Sigs as well. Obviously, Sigs is literally watching him play, telling him what to do. I've seen that. So he's definitely getting better, yeah. I mean, ultimately, it would just depend how much he keeps practicing it in NA and how well he can get used to that.
They both play here quite a lot, so they're very familiar with everyone and the ping, obviously. And they get very good ping in this tournament.
Yeah, those people get good ping everywhere.
They're right around you guys with the 80 ping.
Yeah.
Or do you get 70?
We get 80. The lowest I've ever had on NA is 74.
I get 89.
That's unfortunate. Should come to the UK.
This final team regarding the death of PPK's team, Bob. Would you like to touch on that? What happened there?
Just a lot of inactivity, and players that kind of got assigned there weren't really looking to take the tournament too seriously, and they kind of all ended up in the same spot.
Right. Just kind of a unanimous disband there.
I missed what you said.
Somewhat of a unanimous decision there to disband.
Yes, we talked to P yesterday, and so that kind of went through.
So, do those players, any of those still looking to play, will they be reassigned to other teams, or what's the deal there?
Pretty much all of those players are done.
Right. Fair.
So yeah,
we'll take a look at the matchups going on.
The matchups real quick, and then we'll finish up.
So I'm not sure actually what I believe it's
on
the
first matchup is my team, the Provincers, versus Theo's Tolga Underdogs.
Okay.
How do you think those two teams are going to stack up?
It seems to be by at the end there with Habra.
It's tough to say, honestly. I think in terms of actual player skill, Theo's team has the higher skill with Sigs, Jeffrey, Death Angel, Vorn. For players individually, even Fietta have I believe, a higher talent than most of the players on your team. But like you said earlier, your team has more cohesion, more of an actual team element. So I guess we'll have to see whether Theo can lead well enough to take his high-skilled players to the finish line, or will your team just roll over them?
I think they'd be a pretty interesting closed map between these two teams, because I think Roberto's team has the better infantry lineup. Porter, Donate, Trox, Yoshi says doing quite well. That's a pretty strong infantry team. Asian's infantry not as good, but still with people like Vaughn and Fieda, Sauron, Carney. Sauron, who you mentioned being a rising star, but Sigs and
Yeah,
Grimsight on
we'll
the close
see.
map doing really well. Like, I think that'll be a really interesting close map. Both of your teams don't seem as suited to open maps, I don't think.
We've been really
you've-
crushing teams on the open map.
I think, I was gonna say you seem to have more Cav players than them, so
Yeah, a Porta on the open map right now is pretty
Yeah.
scary.
He's been playing
We,
Cav?
we did scrim Theo's team a couple days ago, and I think Porta got 25 kills in 2 sets.
Wow.
I think
That's,
the close map
impressive.
will be most interesting between teams, though.
So if you had to make your bets, Rob, you're obviously in your corner, but Gibby,
I
who you got your money on?
12-0.
12-0. Okay.
It's hard to say. Maybe I think it's going to be a close match, but I think Roberto's team probably is better. Yeah.
I'll put my money on Rob's team since this whole tournament is rigged. So I'll give it to Rob, and jokes there, but
Very
I believe
true.
Rob's team will pull it out. And the next matchup,
Is going to be Halmar Heroes versus Siggy.
Well,
Raven
we're
and
obviously going to win.
Blades.
Thunder and I are obviously going to win.
Yeah, so I take myself easily here. I believe I'm the most skilled player in the tournament, and I'll easily carry us to victory.
Are you going to
Yeah.
be there?
When is it? I have no idea.
I don't think it's been arranged yet.
All right,
It's a
well, when we
bad
find out,
sign.
I'll be there, of course. But in a more serious light, in the infantry department, I think we have the advantage. They really only have Guac, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I think we have more skills. Siggy, solid player, of course. Gibby, Senate buddies, very skilled. Gibby himself,
Gibby, are you
obviously.
going to have good cohesion with these guys?
With the Senate guys,
Yes.
I'm in this Warband Innovation Series, the new EU tournament. I am actually playing with the Senate team myself.
Oh, so you're like their leader. You're like
So,
Palpatine.
yeah. I am Palpatine himself. So yeah, we are getting some teamwork going, doing really well together. So that should be good.
Yeah, it'd been cool to see some new Europeans in this tournament because we usually just get stuck with the same old ones.
So, yeah, same ones that love to put themselves through the punishment of the high ping. But no, I love playing in NA. So glad there's another tournament.
In a more serious light, to actually look at the matchup, Rob, we'll let you take it from here because Gibby and I obviously have our own
you guys
biases. So
biased. I think this is going to be a lot closer than people think. Om's team really impressed me the other day when they were scrimming Marquise's team. Chowski and Zacti, I know you haven't played in a while, Thunderbue. They've both really improved as players. Zacti has established himself as a top archer currently. And yeah, I mean, Sirkin, he's a very strong Cav player in NA. Ron, very rusty. So I think Cav-wise, you guys are actually pretty even though they have more star power on their list there. But it should be a good one. Pretty evenly matched. I think your inf is better.
that's what I like to hear, Bob. In terms of bets, I take us 12-0 any day of the week against any team in the tournament. Gibby, what do you got?
Is there a betting thread where I can put that down 12-0?
Yes.
Yeah, there is.
I
I'm
believe
gonna do
I
that right
voted
now.
12-0 against you guys.
Whoa.
Wow,
Gotta prove me wrong.
that's kind of
Oh.
toxic.
Yeah, I mean, we're obviously easily going to prove you wrong this question.
Well,
I
our captain,
picked all 12
you
votes this week.
did see Siggy did put on the forums, what does Y mean win? What the fuck? Yeah, didn't understand what the X and Y's meant. Placeholders,
Well,
Siggy-
unknown numbers,
Siggy.
unknown values.
He's an
We are-
interesting character.
We're led by someone who is a legendary player. I've played in a Siggy team before, a long time ago in the 7v7 tournament. I'm pretty sure Siggy was
Yes,
leading.
I was
It
on
was
that
a team.
too.
Oh yeah, I remember actually. You were. I think you joined partway through there, didn't you?
Yes.
Yes, Siggy, incredibly accomplished leader.
Well, I
Oh,
actually have
Definitely.
an interesting
It
bit of
definitely
history.
was not just the star power carrying you guys.
Oh no. There's a bit of interesting history. Siggy and I obviously played on TK together, but in the last fantasy league tournament, myself and Guac, our team with Bean Sacks, we ended up making it to the finals against Siggy's team. Despite being, I believe, we were heavy favorites to win that, we lost Siggy, and Siggy never got his money for winning that tournament. So Siggy actually is a winner of a Scramble League tournament or a fantasy league tournament. So he is actually a legendary leader when it comes to these kind of tournaments.
Yes,
So
the tier tyrants.
Yeah, exactly. I have utmost faith in him to lead us to victory.
He does have a lot of luck. All right, let's go over to the last matchup. This will be Marquise's team, the Corral Krakens, versus the Tier Tyrants of Danian chose to keep the title from the last tournament.
That's fair. That's probably a good luck thing. You going for the repeat?
Or bad luck.
That could be bad luck. I think infantry actually, I don't even know who gets the infantry swing here, but looking at Madrick.
A lot of old players.
That TMW, Mike?
Yes.
He's solid. Kel is pretty good. Cedric's not bad.
I think Marquis' team probably takes the close map with Maverick and Kel. I don't think Troubledore's playing a lot. Abelard's good, but I think Marquis got more active infantry than Eb.
They have very good close map Cav too.
Yeah, that's
right,
true.
Easter Cal.
Apollo and Ebdanian, though, could be a big difference maker. A lot of these maps that we have chosen for this tournament are very archer friendly. And a lot of teams have been running 3 archer comps, and they're just places that Cav are going to get shredded on.
Yeah,
it's disgusting. Even in the Cav department, though, I mean, Ebdanian's team shouldn't just take one look at him. He is probably the second best closed map cavalry in NA after Vinny, both in their primes. I'll say.
Yep, he's very good. He's been trying really hard recently, so I think he wants to get a better rating. He was put rather low initially.
The rating's eternally driving us forward to be better players. That's why we need the list threads back, right?
We do need them back. That's true.
Almost back. I think the vote is tomorrow.
We're close.
One more day. But
so in terms of bets here, who you got? Rob, who you got?
I'm gonna go with Ebdanian for 12-0.
Ebdanian for 12-0. Just betting 12-0s here. No one, if you're gonna win, you got to win every single round.
It's the only way to win.
Fair. Gibby, who you got?
Well, I'm torn because on Marquis' team we've got Kel, and on Eb's team we've got Heat. Both tied as my favorite NA players, so I'm not sure I can call it one way or another, or I'm gonna get spammed on Steam.
It could be a draw. It could always be a draw.
Yeah, there you go. It's gonna be a draw. That's my prediction.
That is a good prediction. 6-6 draw.
I take Ebdanian's team 12-0 because Heat's the best player in NA.
Bold take. I like it.
There you go.
But yeah, that pretty much sums everything up. So you want to?
Yeah, that'll wrap it up. Yeah, I'll sign us off. This was the Scramble Ramble with your host Thunder Bayo and co-host Roberta Baratheon. Guest Gibby Jr. in TeamSpeak, but I believe it's just Gibby.
Yeah, thanks for inviting me to do this. It was fun.
Of course, man, it was a good time. Of course, this whole thing couldn't happen without Blakecast TV. Big shout out to them. Big thank you. And I guess that'll be us signing off. Peace.
All right. Good night.